Hi, everyone asked me, Jackie, how did the Selling Made Simple Sales Success Program come to be? And I tell them it's all about the 6 scary suits. And they look at me, 6 scary suits, what are you talking about? Well, let me tell you, this is a story. So way back when I first started selling, I was selling these things called time clocks. And the reason I started selling these things is because I had started off in the office and the boss there said, you have a great personality. You should be in sales. And I'm thinking, oh, I've got a great personality. I should be in sales. Well, I quickly learned that personality and charm is not enough to make a great salesperson. Anyway, I'm selling these things. It's not like you need them every day. It's like once every 10 years. Now I'm out there knocking on doors and people saying, can't you read the sign? It says no soliciting. And what's wrong with you? You don't have an appointment. But every once in a while, I'd even get an appointment. I was so excited. But here's the problem. I'd go into this appointment, and this is where I knew personality and charm was not enough. I didn't have a process. I didn't know what to say, when to say it. And I really didn't have the confidence. I mean, I knew I had the product knowledge, but I didn't have that mental map of how the sales call should go. I wasn't following anything. I was throwing dirt against the wall, and it was kind of like driving a car with a blindfold on, right? You're just taking wrong turns, going in the wrong places. It went from bad to worse. I'm out there making my calls, and if I had a meeting, nothing was going right. My self-esteem was dropping. My confidence was at an all-time low. I was like loser salesperson. That's how I felt. I decided I can't do that. I went out, I took courses, I needed to know more. I needed to know what those processes were. But here's the problem. All these traditional sales training, I go out there and, you say this, then they say that. And when this happens, you do this. And when that happens, you do that. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. So I practice all these things and I memorize all this stuff. And then I go out there and I get in front of the customer. I'm at a new job by now. I go in front of the customer and I say this and then they say that. And then I say the next thing and then they don't do it. And I'm like, you're supposed to say this, but they didn't say that. And then I'm like, now what do I do? Scripts don't work. They just don't work. It's too difficult to follow. And I thought, create simple, step-by-step, repeatable processes that were quick and easy for me to remember. That's what I did. I simplified everything into little, almost like little cheats for me to remember so that I had a mental map and I could follow the process in my mind as I was going through. That way I wasn't missing steps. I wasn't skipping over things. I knew how to pull the customer back. I knew what to say and when to say it. I had that confidence. I felt so much better. So I used this system. Things were rocking. I become top performer at every company I work for years and years and years, every company. Things are great. Then I get this incredible opportunity. I'm asked to be a sales agent. So I'm very excited about this. I'm thinking, yes, this is it. I have my own company. I'm so excited. I'm 100% commission. I can't wait. I had nothing but confidence. This is where the 6 scary suits come in. I go into a supplier meeting, 6 scary suits. I walk into this boardroom and there are these guys. And I'm thinking they're going to be as excited about this as I am. And I'm really excited, right? So I'm thinking, yay, they're going to be so thrilled. Yeah, well, they weren't very thrilled. The mood quickly, it didn't take me long to figure out they were not as excited and as enthusiastic and as joyful as I was about me becoming the sales agent. We all get up to leave and we head towards the door and the head suit says to me, we didn't want you. We wanted a big agency. We really didn't want you. And I'm like, oh my God, like inside I was crushed. Like I felt myself just go, ugh, right? But I didn't let it show. I tried to, keep my composure as much as possible. And I turned and I said, listen, before you judge me, wait and see what I can do. And I left. Meanwhile, inside I'm like, right? I left, I went out, I hired their people. I hired people that were in the industry that were available. And I tell you, it was a nightmare. This isn't working. The stakes are high. I've got to prove to these guys. I've kind of put my mouth out there. I've got to prove to these guys that I can do this. I've got to prove to myself that I can do this. So I trusted my gut. I got rid of all of them and I hired people that had very little, if not zero sales experience, but they had a great attitude and a willingness to learn. And I hired these people and I said, okay, if this is what worked for me, I'm going to train them my way with my system. These simple step-by-step processes. This is how I do it. I train them my way. And guess what? We knocked it out of the park. Knocked it out of the park. We grew the sales of that territory, and we're talking a province and a bit, like a lot, right? We're not just talking like a small little territory. We're talking a province. 280%. We're talking tens and tens of millions of dollars. Like, it was out of the park. That's what the system is about. It's simple, repeatable, step-by-step processes that create a map, a mental map in your head so that you've got a process to follow and you can pull people back. You can follow that process. You've got the confidence. And that's what makes my program so successful. And since that day, everyone that I've taught has also knocked it out of the park with this system. If you take the time to learn the processes and to do the work, you too can get those repeatable results that will come like amazing. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Anyway, that is Selling Made Simple and the story of the 6 scary suits.